Okay, so let's work on some tablet or capsule questions. These are some of the most basic ones that you might come across, and you can solve them in a couple different ways. We're going to do the desired over have method because it's probably the simplest one there is. So the first step for any problem is to determine what type of problem it is. Over here. So let's read this one here. Oh, disclaimer. I'm a math tutor. I don't actually specialize in nursing, so there's no way in heck I'm going to pronounce any of the drugs or medications correctly. So fill in the blank yourself. I'm just going to say that drug because I don't really want to butcher it. But we can do the math, so let's do that. So here's our first question. There's an order for 0.023 kilograms of this particular medication, which is available as 0.002 kilogram tablets. What should the nurse administer? So we know we're looking for, whoa, we're looking for tablets. So this tells me, okay, this is pretty safe to use the desired over have formula. Now that I know what I'm looking for, what formula I'm going to use, I'm going to make sure my units are the same, they're consistent. And the units I have here, we're talking about mass, and we've got kilograms and kilograms. So that's good. I don't have to do any conversions or anything. So I'll just do the desired over have, or you might see it as ordered over have or need over have, or however you see it. Same idea. So what we need, what we desire, what we order, whatever, is 0.023 kilograms. What we have is 0.002 kilograms per tablet. Per means divide by. So the kilograms are going to cancel, and I'm going to get tablets as my leftover unit. And let's throw this in the calculator and see what we get. Calculator. Let me turn the calculator on. 0.023 divided by 0.002. I get 11.5 tablets. And does that number seem reasonable? Sure, why not? If I got 2,957, I might question my answer and say, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. Or if I got 0.0000792, I also might question my answer. That's why I like to write down, or at least keep in mind what kind of information I'm looking for to compare it. Once I get my number, does it make sense? We were talking about tablets. It sounds reasonable to have 11.5 tablets. So let's move on. Let's find another question. So here's our next question. Potassium chloride is available as 0.01 kilogram per tablet. Potassium chloride, 10 million micrograms is ordered. How many tablets will the nurse administer? So again, all of these questions are going to be we're looking for how many tablets or capsules or whatever. We're just dealing with mass and mass equations. We're not doing IV drips or anything here. So it's still a good habit to get into, though, to remember what your final answer is going to be, so you can check it later to make sure it sounds reasonable. So we're going to be looking for tablets. Yeah. So that now that I know what I'm looking for, and I know this is just a mass question, there's no volume, no liquids involved, I know that I can use my desired over have, or want over have, or ordered over have, what you want to say. I can use that formula. And the next step is to determine and make sure that the units are the same. And the last problem they were. In this problem, I've got kilograms and micrograms. They are not the same, so I need to do some conversions. I can either convert 0.01 kilograms to micrograms, or I can convert 10 million micrograms to kilograms. I'm not entirely sure what the standard is in nursing or pharmacology. I think I've seen it where you leave the ordered amount as is and you convert the available amount. I'm not sure if that's true. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It works out either way. It doesn't matter which one you convert, as long as you convert one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the desired, I'm going to take what's ordered, and I'm going to leave it as is, because we have 10 million micrograms ordered. Now, someone out there is probably cringing. I'm doing it wrong, but I promise the math will work anyway. So that's what's ordered. Now what we have is 0.01 kilograms. Now I need to make this into micrograms. They have to be the same units in order for this formula to work. Now, if you remember offhand how to convert from kilograms to micrograms, awesome. If you need a little refresher, that's perfectly fine. Head to the Student Success Commons website. You can get there going to yccc.edu first. Current student Success Commons. We've got our whole dosage calculations page. This is being updated regularly, but you'll see a whole bunch of hopefully useful stuff, especially down here, converting metric to metric. Now, what I already forgot what we're doing. We're converting kilogram to microgram, so kilo to micro is what we're converting. So kilo to micro. So to go from kilo to micro, we need to multiply by 1 billion. 1 and then 9 zeros. So let's do that. Let's take our 0.01 kilograms and multiply by 1 billion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we get a lot. All right, did I get enough zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 zeros. Okay. And that is now micrograms. So now that they're the same unit, I can go ahead and I can do my division here. You can go ahead and throw this in the calculator for the sake of time and not typing out 14 zeros. These are the exact same number on top and bottom. This doesn't happen often, but if I do have the exact same number top and bottom of a fraction of a division problem, I'm just going to get 1. So I end up with 1 tablet. Apparently, 0.01 kilograms is the exact same as 10 million micrograms. And then once I find my answer, I can double check it to see if it makes sense. Is 1 tablet reasonable? Yeah, that's reasonable. That's fine. So then we can move on to another question. All right, next question. There is an order for 14,000 milligrams of this drug, which is available as 1 million microgram tablets. What should the nurse administer? Now we know these are all tablet questions or capsule questions. These are all mass questions. So that desired over have is going to work. And I'm looking for tablets. I'm just going to put that in the corner so that way I don't forget my unit. Did I even spell tablets right? Yeah, sure, good enough. All right, so I know what I'm looking for. I know what type of question it is. I know what formula I'm going to use. Those are the beginning steps. The next step is units, making sure they're the same units. And they're not. I've got milligrams and micrograms. So I'm going to have to make sure that they're both either milligrams or both micrograms. And I'm going to go with both micrograms because, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go with both milligrams because that's what the order is for. The order is for 14,000 milligrams. I'm going to leave that alone. Which means I need to take 1 million micrograms and convert it to milligrams. It's supposed to be a question mark. So what do I have to do? Do I need to multiply or divide this? Who knows? The more you do it, the more, you'll remember what they are. You can always go to the SAC's website, make some note cards for our converting metric units. And what are we doing? I already forgot. I'm going to say that a lot. Micrograms to milligrams. So to go from micro to milli, those are what the prefixes are. Micro to milli. Let's find micro to milli. There it is down bottom. Micro to milli down here. So micrograms to milligrams. I have to divide by 1,000. So that means I need to take this and divide by 1,000 to convert it into milligrams. And I can cross off zeros just to save myself a little bit of time. And I end up with 1,000. Technically, I end up with 1,000 divided by 1, but anything divided by 1 doesn't change. So looks like I end up with 1,000 milligrams. So just to go back to the question, the order is for 14,000 milligrams. Got that. The drug is available in 1,000 microgram tablets. We just changed micrograms to milligrams. We found out that 1,000 micrograms is 1,000 milligrams. So we have our desired over half. I can go ahead and I can divide. You can throw this in the calculator. 14,000 divided by 1,000. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get 14. I do that in my head, but there is no shame in double checking in a calculator. Okay, 14. So 14, and I remember to include my units. 14 tablets. Does that sound reasonable? Sure, why not? I'm really just looking, when I say does it sound reasonable, I'm just making sure I don't get numbers that are ridiculously large or extremely small, because when it comes to tablets or capsules or any kind of oral medication, typically you don't you you probably won't get a prescription for take 2,000 of these with a meal every day, or take 0.00002 capsules every day with lunch. um, so I'm just looking for really big, really small to make sure I don't get those. If I do get something really big, really small, then I'm gonna recheck my work. But 14, that's not too bad. I don't know what this drug actually is. You want to tell me in the comments, go for it. But looks like the nurse should administer 14 tablets. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, here's another medication that I don't think I can pronounce. Looks like Lopressor in parentheses there, but regardless, this medication of 7,000 milligrams is ordered. It's available as 15,000 milligram tablets. How many tablets would the nurse administer? Now again, we're working with tablets and capsules, that kind of thing, so I know my ultimate answer is going to be number of tablets. Keep that in mind. This is a good habit to get into, even though in this video we're just doing this kind of problem. It's a good habit to get into because when you're taking a test or an exam, there might be a mixed bag of questions, and so it's always good to look through and make sure your goal is clear. So we want tablets. Once you find out what you need and you find out what kind of question it is, this is just a mass question. I only have milligrams, no flow rate, no volume, nothing. I know that I could use my ordered over half, desired over half. So once you have that stuff down, it's time to check the units. Are they the same? We've got milligrams. They are the same, so no conversions necessary. And now for this case, I just want you to picture this one. We need 7,000. 15,000 is available. 15,000 is too high, right? So I'm guessing the answer I get is going to be a decimal. Because if I only need 7,000, but I have 15,000, that's more than twice as much. So I should need less than half of a tablet to make this work. That's just me thinking it through. Let's actually go ahead and do the math out. So we have our desired over half set up. What's desired, or what's ordered? 7,000. 7,000 milligrams. What do we have? 15,000 milligrams per tablet. Looking for tablets. Let's do 7,000 divided by 15,000. 7, 1, 2, 3, divided by 15. Look at that. We get just under a half. I'm going to round this to 0.47 tablets. I don't know how it actually would work in nursing or pharmacology. It looks like it's about half a tablet to me, but don't worry, I'm not a nurse. I'm not giving out any medications. But that matches up with what we were talking about just a second ago. The amount I have is twice as much, or a little more than twice as much as I need. So I would have to cut this tablet in half to get what I need, or more specifically, I'd have to cut it to 0.47. But there we go. Let's see if we can find another good one. All right, here's one last one for our tablet calculation video. Potassium chloride is available as 19 million micrograms per tablet. Potassium chloride 28 grams is ordered. How many tablets would the nurse administer? So again, looking for tablets. It's as if there was a theme to this video. Tablets. Okay. Now there's no IV flow, there's no volume, there's no nothing. We just have two different we just have mass, so I can use my ordered over half, desired over half, if you want to say it. So I know what I'm looking for. I know what kind of question I have. I know what kind of formula I'm going to use. Next up is let's check the units, see if they're the same. Let's say it's available in micrograms and grams is what's ordered. So they're not the same. I'm going to have to make sure I make them either both micrograms or both grams. And I think I'm going to make them both in grams because the 28 grams is what was ordered. Potassium chloride, 28 grams is ordered. So I'll leave the 28 grams alone. Let's change this fella, 19 million micrograms, mcg, to grams. All right, so what do you have to do to get from 19 million micrograms to grams? Well, let's go back to the website here. So going from, now gram is a base unit. If you need a little refresher on what the base units are and what I mean and how you can read this chart, check out the video that's linked in the description. So gram is a base unit. We're going from a base unit, we're going from microgram to a base unit, so micro to base. So let's see, micro to base unit, right down here. You have to divide by 1 million to do that. So that tells me I need to divide this by 1 million. So to get from microgram to gram, divide by a million. Now this is 19 million. Divide by 1 million. You can go ahead and throw that in your calculator, but I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to say 19 million divided by 1 million is going to be just 19. All the zeros should cancel and give me 19 divided by 1, and anything divided by 1 doesn't change. So we get 28 grams over 19 grams. This is per tablet still. Whoops. The slash mark means per. I need to write per again, just tablet. So 28 divided by 19. That one I'm not doing in my head. I get 1.47. This is going to be rounded to 1.5. And again, I was looking for a number of tablets. So it looks like the nurse should administer 1.5 tablets, which again, that number sounds pretty reasonable. It's, something just fell. It's not ridiculously huge. It's not ridiculously small. 1.5 tablets, that sounds fine. So that's it for our problems for today. Check the links in the description for some more resources and support. I'll leave a link for the SSC's website where you can access all of our dosage calc stuff. I'll leave a link to another website where you can get more practice problems. You can practice them. And I'll leave a link to the video that talks about the metric units, the base units, the conversions. It's just a brief overview of what they are, so you're used to hearing them and you know how to use that conversion table that we use several times in this video. So that's it. Please leave a comment if you have any questions. If you need to reach out for tutoring support, you can always contact us through our website. And I hope you all have fun with your math. I'll have fun. Hopefully you do too.